What's up, Ruthless Nation? Here we are Wednesday evening, and we have got a doubleheader coming at you live on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel with me and Monkey. And it's going to be first the GT3 series at Trial Mountain. Then later, right after this race, almost seamless transition, we're going into the Roadster Rampage at Tsukuba. But first off, we're going to have this race here at Trial Mountain. A pretty tricky racetrack, but it's fairly wide considering, the other racetracks that we seem to attack here in the series. What's something that you look to see happening here at Trial Mountain, specifically with that first sector?
That first sector is a tough one. It's really high speed. Everybody wants to go in there as fast as possible because you're coming off a long straight. I think we're going to see a lot of people struggling there, maybe a lot of wrecks trying to maintain what I think is 140, 150 miles per hour going through an uphill set of S's. Maybe tires coming off the ground a little bit on the backside. It's going to be a pretty sketchy part of the track.
That's right. And then, after you get through that first sector, I feel like it's pretty easy going through the rest of it. There's kind of a tricky part right there when you go through the last tunnel, getting to our very long straight stretch that brings you towards the back half of our course here at Trial Mountain. But yes, I think we're in for a good one here at Trial Mountain in the GT3 cars. I'm going to get this replay rolling. Get all of our displays up there. And let's get to our pole sitter here. The West Higgins ORV pole sitter of the evening will be T-Dubs, followed by Cork and Snowman rounding up your top three. TKO Chaos in fourth, Monkey fifth. Rick Slick will be in here in sixth positions, followed by Titans, Stu, and Rico. As we get going here at Trial Mountain, you can see the new car, the Pugo. Yes, the Pugo. Out there, out front.
Pugo.
Followed by the Lexus of Cork, and then Snowman there in the McLaren, unchanged from last season. Oh, very slick through there was Cork, as he was nearly sideways. Top three kind of runs away here. Monkey giving a good battle here in his sixth machine against TKO Chaos there in his now McLaren, running that Marlboro Light scheme there for us. Marlboro 100s.
Pretty cool looking car.
Hey, we don't care about Peugeot. It's Pugo.
I don't think it's Peugeot either. I think it was Peugeot.
Yeah, you got to put the little accent over your J there.
We're not in France.
Well, Snowman has found his way around Cork here in the McLaren, and now has took over second place. But T-Dubs, out there a little bit, maybe it got in the wall there in that Peugeot. I'm just going to try to mix it up as much as I can.
Yeah, I don't remember what it actually is now.
I think it is Peugeot, but
I think so.
It's Pugo.
I was watching Jeopardy the other night, and they did say Peugeot, and then I explained to my wife that it was Peugeot. So even Jeopardy calls it Peugeot, so I don't know who to believe anymore. The company calls themselves Peugeot, but what do they know?
Right. Same thing with the Porsche. How do you say it?
That is Porsche. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Top three looking good. Pretty evenly spaced here, and we kind of take a good look at this first sector, what we mean by having to stay high speed through here. As we look at our here from fourth to seventh, we all got a good battle here. The eighth place car, Stu's got Rico right there in ninth, right there on his tail. We're hearing not a very good car this weekend at this track for the 2014.
Really?
That's what we heard.
The Titans has V6 on the back of his car, but I'm pretty sure that's a V8. Maybe that V6 means something else.
I'm going to have to Google the specs of his Corvette GR3, which I had the pleasure of not only seeing, but driving in a simulator a few weeks ago.
That's right. You did do that.
I got to see I forget the other guy's name, but I like Jordan Taylor. He was the driver of that Corvette won a lot of races at Le Mans and Sebring and a few other tracks that I just honestly can't remember.
But I do wish we could watch more of that over here in the States. We don't get to see that on TV much.
That's right. The IMSA GR3 series, I think recently actually just signed a deal with NBC, so you might get to see more of those Saturday features out of the GR3 cars in real life over here in the States. But a good battle here from Monkey against TKO Chaos there in his Marlboro car, but we have Titans right there in the Corvette, very threatening, right there getting loose off the rear end of Monkey's Porsche as they go back up the front stretch here at Trial Mountain, and that will complete 2 laps, start lap number 3. We'll get back up here to the front, see how things are looking. It's pretty close between Snowman and TWC, but we go back to Cork. Seems like he's lost that top 2 just a tad for the moment. You look back to Chaos, they are way farther back than the top 3 there. So Cork pretty much still in threatening position considering the rest of the field at this moment. But the rest of our field from 4th on back still pretty tight packed. A mistake by somebody could cause some serious issues. There we got the Stu-mobile has dropped back to the back with a half-second penalty somehow here.
Oh yeah, penalties are real likely here as well. There's a couple spots where you can not really cut the track, you're swinging it wide and you get the penalty. Looks like Rick Slick's putting on a good show here tonight.
That's right, he's got his Porsche 911 looking good, 99 jockey scheme. He's got it up into 6th position, and he's not far off the battle of Monkey and Chaos. Those two could get together, get side by side. He could catch up right quick. What's been catching my eye is that 5th place car with how it looks this evening. I got to dive in here on board with this Porsche is still trying to attack the 4th position of TKO Chaos here in the McLaren, but a nice scheme here out of this Porsche team with Monkey in the 6th. Love that gray.
I heard that is a retro Martini Porsche scheme they're running this week.
That looks good.
I'll let them know. Personal throwback week for the Monkey team.
There you have it. All right, there's Rick Slick. Battle for 7th back there is Rico and Titans. Titans comes out, gets into the wall there. A nice Call of Duty scheme here out of the Porsche of Rico. A lot of people follow.
He does have nice schemes every week.
He does. He puts them together. He does a real good job with them. Always has a nice name tag as well if they're on his windshield banner.
He does. Got a unique RRS logo on the front of that car too. I have not seen that one. Actually looks pretty good.
I think it's on the game. I
It
think
must
it was
be.
Another crew that had it out there.
Well, that makes it convenient, doesn't it? They should come up with some cool logos.
Yeah, for real. Good battle though back there. We come back up here to 5th position, and we're going to look at the battle between Chaos and Monkey. Looks like Monkey has somehow lost just a little bit here on Chaos. There in his Marlboro McLaren.
Yeah, Chaos out here in the McLaren. That car is fast. The car gets good fuel economy. He's got a nice selection for him for this season. Same car as Snowman.
That's right. Only one guy switching to the McLaren, which was a pretty good car there until the playoffs. Just had some power issues there in the playoffs last season, but the only guy in the field moving to that McLaren. Most of the guys following Monkey's footsteps from last season and putting themselves in the Porsche. And you can see it right here in the 99 is the Porsche. You can see it right here with the 4, and then the Corvette there with Titans. Back here all the way in the back you can see the GTR, as we mentioned. Not going to be a good weekend for them, they felt like. T-Dubs, though, I guess he always feels like it's going to be a decent weekend because he is out front once again. Last year's champion and looking good through the points so far here through season 2.
Yeah, T-Dubs, he is fast in almost anything you put him in. Let's see what tire wear is looking like. It's like, ooh, Cork is burning them up, but everybody else.
Yeah, that right front for Cork is toast.
Yeah, top 2 are burning them pretty good compared to the rest of the field. Cork is doing it the most. 5 laps.
Half-second
Tire-wise,
penalty
he's
to
not looking.
Rico.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Everybody's about halfway on fuel, so probably looking at maybe stops around 10 laps if everyone can make it. 2-stop race.
Yeah, it's looking like a lot of the field. It's about halfway, 50-50 with who's about halfway. Got a few guys over halfway on the fuel, so we'll see how far they go with that. Tires, not really an issue towards the back of the field, but as you get up towards the front, these guys, I guess, pushing it a little harder. Cork says the right front this weekend for this Lexus is going to be a common theme, so we'll see. As you can see, it gets off the track there just a tad. Also, look for this pit road to nab some people. It's very early up through here. These guys are passing pit road right now. We'll try to get on with somebody who can get a good look at pit road. Right here to your left-hand side, you would enter pit road. So very, I guess, untraditional way to enter pit road, considering it's usually on the front stretch. But anyways, Mikey, what do you got for us?
Just good observation on pit road. It is in a weird spot, so you do want to make sure you know where it is. But entering is actually pretty easy. You go in there at full speed, but you just have to be ready for it. If you're expecting it to be on the front stretch, it is not there, and you could find yourself stuck out there with not enough fuel to get around there.
That is very possible. Thanks to everybody who's tuning in here, watching the GT7 double feature here. It's your Ruthless GT Pro Series. Right now you're watching Trial Mountain and GR3 cars, and then, like I said, seamless transition. We're going to Roadster Rampage at Tsukuba, so make sure you stay in here. It's a 2-hour feature with the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel.
Oh,
right now,
great.
T-Dubs is leading us here on our first race of 2 tonight at Trial Mountain through 6 laps. When he gets back around here at the line. Pit stops, we'll be looking maybe 8 to 10 laps is our fuel window here, just depending on how people are pushing it or saving it.
I think so. It's really kind of hard to say. It looks like Cork and Monkey are using up a lot of fuel, and but T-Dubs, the leader, actually he's using a lot himself. The Snowman is hanging right in there. He is not far off T-Dubs at all. He's right there. Any mistake, and he's going to be on him. Let's watch some people head over that first hill. We were talking about that before the race. See what T-Dubs is hitting for speed through here. I see I need to move one of my display windows.
Right, we're on board with T-Dubs as he attacks the first sector here. We'll see how he goes about it, and we'll jump right back to Snowman and see where he decides his points of action are through this first sector. They got Cork with that very worn tire. Let's see what he does.
Oh, they're coming out of there. They're going into the tunnel at 140.
Cork goes through there very slow, gets a penalty anyways.
Yeah, Cork. Sorry, Cork. That tire's gone.
All right, Rick Slick looks good through there. You can see Titan's knuckles in the way as he goes through the first sector here, very closely followed by Rico. Stu starts to hit it this time. You can see he cut it very heavily over there to the right, then again over to the left. No penalty assist. But Monkey is on pit road now in his Martini Porsche. 6 car is now out, full on fuel and soft tires. So he goes 6 full laps on his first run. So we'll see how that will mesh the Porsche back out here as runs start to commence. T-Dub's still out here out front though.
Interesting strategy, my Monkey. Pitting at 6. Looks like he had some fuel left over. I wonder if he's doing a 6 and 8 maybe on the way out. 6, 8, 8. It'll be interesting to see when everybody else pits.
We'll keep an eye on the icon there on our leaderboard. See if anybody jumps down pit road while we're not on them. Yes, Snowman will do that right now, actually. He is down pit road. T-Dubs continues out there. Don't know if he got into the wall when he came out of that corner. He looked a little close. Snowman's down pit road now, followed by Cork and TKO Chaos. Cork will have the half-second penalty on his head. I think he'll have to serve that on the outlap where he went down pit road this time. So
I
that
think
will,
you are right.
yeah, I think that'll hurt Quirk on getting back up to speed out here because he will have to serve that on the front stretch. Rick Slick going to go around, take second place here off the pit stops. Who else is going to follow him? Titans goes around the guys on pit road along with Rico. Now the top four has changed under pit stops here. Stu will also go on by.
Snowman and Cork pitted for tires, that's for certain.
And we get Monkey
Chaos
around.
pitted for strategy. Look at Rick Slick. He's new to the league. He's putting on a good show here. I've already said that once, but it's good to see him up front, another 911 driver.
Yeah, I mean, you look at his gap to the leader right here. I mean, it's about a pit stop's worth of track away from him. So, I mean, considering these guys are, off the pit stop strategy right now, considering other than the leader, they're still fairly close to everybody, considering how they've been running back here with, seems like a very conservative approach compared to what we've been seeing out of the original top four for most of this race.
I think so. We're getting some commenters over here in YouTube. Viewer Tyler C. Not sure who that is. Yeah, I know. Whatever, yeah, T-Dubs. The T-Dubs is in the pit.
Speaking of him, yeah, he is down pit road. So what will Rick Slick do? You seen he had a lot of track between him and the leader there. So maybe T-Dub's able to get back out of there with the lead here. Not in his pit stall right yet. Attacking the last part of the course is Rick Slick. Will he take the Porsche on by? Yes, he
think
will.
he will. Looks like he might be set up for a 10-lap run here.
That's right. Looking good there on the strategy for him. Titans now comes down pit road with only 2 liters left in the tank. We've seen the leader go down with, I believe, 13 liters left in the tank as Rick now takes the lead and will lead a lap here at Dragon Trail, or Trial Mountain, I'm sorry. I get those two confused. I knew I'd do it.
That's not the two I get confused. It's Trial Mountain and Deep Forest. Those are the two I keep mixing up. I was hoping to see the hood up on T-Dub's car while he was in pit road, but we didn't know no such luck. He's coming out under full power.
See, Snowman is going to be behind T-Dubs again here, so they mesh back out off the pit stops just like that. Top 3 has changed, though. Leader not far behind, or I guess off the pit stops, T-Dubs our leader, would not be far off of third place now of the Nissan of Stu here in the 24. Rico has moved up to second now off of this, looking like could complete a 9-lap run here. The tires are severely worn on the right sides there. Right front worn on the 24. Rick Slick out front. He's got tires on the left. He's got fuel in the tank. And I'm with Monkey. I think this man's got a 10-lap run in this Porsche up front for the first stint around here at Trial Mountain.
That's something. He is managing that tire. Rico behind him in the same car. Good looking car, not a good looking right front. He's still got a ways to go.
Not some good looking rights at all. Fuel, I think, is going to force him down pit road this time, though.
Oh, yeah. So close. Rick Slick looks like he's coming around right now.
Let's see if he passes it up. He does. So that is going to be a 10-lap run there out of the Porsche up front, the 99 of Rick Slick. Let's see if he's able to keep it going, see if he's able to keep the fuel in it to get back to pit road. Rico will go down pit road with 7 liters only left in the tank. No right side tire to be spoken of. As T-Dubs is going to make a move around Stu, take over third place here as the Nissan is still on track. I'm going to look back at the Nissan fuel issue here.
Yeah.
He's going to keep it out there. Right front worn, as he is amongst the guys who've already pit. And will take over third once again, but he has Snowman right there. Probably going to be looking to make a move through Sector 1. Cork's back there with a full second penalty. Hits the wall out of the last turn. See Snowman and Stu's battle right here. This is an unpitted car against a pitted car. Fresh tires against non-half-second penalty to Snowman. Stu's going to give it up going into the tunnel. Oh, into the grass goes the Nissan there. But he's able to keep it on track.
He held onto it. That's something. I was wondering how that was going to work out with Snowman on fresh tires and Stu on a tire that is hurt. Rick Slick looks like Well, no, Stu's going to do it too. Rick Slick and Stu are both executing the 10-lap run. Stu has no choice at this point. Rick Slick low on fuel. Tires look good, considering.
So here's now what I'm looking at with Rick Slick. He has a nice little lead here. So I guess, T-Dubs, once he goes down pit road, it's going to start to grow quite quickly. So, I mean, I'm starting to think maybe the 2 stops or whatever we're looking at here, or I guess it would just be, 2 stops for 2 of these cars at the moment. Will this gap be, as large as it is whenever T-Dubs makes his final pit stop against Rick Slick here? As Rick goes down pit road, and T-Dubs will take over the lead that quickly. But Snowman back here, who should be taking over second place, will have to serve a penalty coming up here on the front stretch. And we'll see. He comes out of this turn. He's up into the 70s, the 80s. He's up to the 90s. He's all the way to 100. Drops down to 80 miles an hour, so 20 mile an hour loss in speed there. And, that's T-Dubs going full speed that whole time. So now the gap for the lead grows a little larger as Monkey will now cycle back up into third after 4 laps from his last pit stop. Cork is now behind Monkey. We can see that right front is hurting once again for Cork, having only pit about 3 laps ago.
That's funny. Sorry, Cork. So not only did T-Dubs run a full speed lap while Snowman got a penalty, T-Dubs set the fastest lap of the race that time around too.
That's right. You can look nearly 2.5 seconds, over 2.5 seconds between first and second on that last lap.
Yeah, those penalties, they hurt. They don't seem like much when you watch them or when you're driving the car, but a second penalty really hurts. Rick Slick is down pit road. Did we already know that?
Yeah, he went down pit road.
Okay, he came out on medium tires. So that's how he's making the 10 laps and making those tires work.
I felt like we saw him on the softs that first time, so I don't know. Maybe he didn't lock the tire towards the end of his run. I felt like he had enough left. Or maybe he felt like he could have got more out of that car, saving a little more. So maybe we'll see an extra lap out of Rick here on this run.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe he was losing some time at the end of the run. Don't know. Don't know what's going on in all these guys' heads, but he did execute the 10 laps pretty well.
So now we look here on the track map in the top right corner of your screen. You can see the red lit triangle there. That's going to be your leader of T-Dubs. Now we're going to go back to the first, I guess the lead car of the 10-lap run. This is Rick Slick. So you can see the gap between the leader and Rick Slick is about half the track. Now, do I think an extra stop for T-Dubs is going to make up that difference? I don't. And I also agree with the comment here on the live stream. The switch to mediums there for Rick Slick was probably not a good move. Felt like he had a lot of tire left there on the softs. It's going to be detrimental to his grip here on the racetrack. No pun intended, because our leader is driving a Hamlin car. But nonetheless, the other car who ran the 10-lap run was Stu in the Nissan, and he put the racing softs back on. He's been in the back this whole time, but if you look at the gap between Stu and Rick, it's about a sector of racetrack. So, yeah, I just don't think the medium tires maybe, or this strategy is going to be good for Rick. Rico, he had pitted a little earlier than Rick here, so you see that he has about a sector lead over Rick as well, and then a sector lead over. Oh, as Titans goes hard into the wall there as we just switched to him. Whataburger all over the corner there. Unfortunate for the 29.
Whataburger. You don't see that one on too many cars. That is
Wallaburger, am I right?
Yeah, popular restaurant we do not have here in Michigan.
Yeah, I don't have those
left
around
out.
here either.
Cork has gotten around Monkey for third, but looking at Cork's tire, that won't last. I predict it won't.
That right front is a holler.
So Monkey and Chaos were battling it out for the whole first until Monkey pitted, and they're not too far apart right now. They're a few seconds apart. But Monkey did finally get in front of Chaos.
Got Monkey up there. He's still battling for third, but Monkey could have went a lot longer than the 6 laps on the first pit stop. So, as we had mentioned when went down pit road at that time, could have seen maybe around 10 from there or something. Is what they were thinking.
When did everybody else pit besides the 10 lappers? Was it 8 or 9?
I think on lap 8 we saw some guys go down, then 9 some other guys went down, and then we had 2 cars do the full 10.
So if you could do 8, 8, 8, and 6 would be that kind of stop. So maybe Monkey's doing a 6, 8, 8, and 8 just to maybe run some laps without any traffic.
See the gap for the lead here. It's about half the length of this straight stretch through the tunnel here. Go back to third and fourth. They're that close.
That little French car is pretty fast.
It's doing its best. Speaking of French's being fast, this morning there was a French won the triathlon for the women's. So there you
go. Nice.
Shout out Big Ben. He watched it with me.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Is that somebody I should be paying attention to?
Big Ben?
No, the French runner.
Oh, yeah. Her name is Bogard. So there you go.
Is it spelled Frenchish? Like B-E-A-U?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm going to have the producer send that information up to me.
All right, third,
Cassandra?
fourth, still this close. Yeah, Bogard. Big, tall lady. Like the last...
Is it Beau Grand?
It could be. I only read what was on her shirt, so I could have read it wrong. But very tall French lady. Like the last, I don't know, quarter mile of the race, she just stretched those legs out and won that thing. She's like no lie, like
she
6'2".
is tall.
Yeah, she's like 6'2", bro, for real, 6'4" or something.
Like 4-foot legs.
Yeah.
I heard some of the greatest rivalries in the world were English people versus deodorant. No, English people versus dentistry and French people versus deodorant.
I thought it was French people versus white flags, but yeah.
Maybe that was inappropriate for a public broadcast.
The Olympics are going on, and as you can tell, we're Americans. We don't give a fuck.
That's right.
Back to Trial Mountain.
Yes. T-Dub's still holding his lead.
Snowman's having some issues back there. I thought I've seen him touch the wall a couple times this lap. I don't know how much my eyes have deceived me, but I felt like the gap has gotten a little larger.
Aggressive's not the right word for the way Snowman drives, but he does abuse that car. He pushes it hard.
You can tell now he's at a quarter tank of fuel. The right front's about to be screaming at him. He almost gets the wall there out of our last turn.
Maybe aggressive is the right word, but he's not aggressive against other drivers. He's just aggressive with the way he attacks the track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cork over Monkey, a good spill now as he goes down pit road. Chaos is going to follow right behind Monkey, so we might see this battle. No, actually, I don't think we will. 20 liters extra fuel for Chaos. Might have been a perfect time to go down with Monkey there, actually. That should give him all kinds of track position. If you see the Porsche Monkey stuff that thing full of fuel, you can see Titans and the Corvette's going to come on back around. Tires look decent. He's over a quarter tank of fuel here, and he will go around and move his Corvette up to fourth off the 2 pitting cars at the moment.
That is a smart move off Chaos. You don't think about getting track position that way, but he is definitely going to get track position.
He's going to be well ahead of this 6 here.
Yes. 3 liters per second is what those go in. He's got 20 liters. It's like 7 seconds. 6 seconds.
Yeah, it's going to be a big advantage here for Chaos in there in that McLaren. You can see Chaos still on pit road. And he's coming off, and there's Monkey. You can see that gap. large, as Monkey's going to be behind everybody now off of his pit stop. But he'll be rather close there to the GTR. We'll see how he gets up and around that guy there whenever that starts to come to fruition. Maybe a little slow here was the 11 through the last turn. Looked a little weird when I switched over to him, but Snowman's down pit road this time. I knew that right front would start calling in before long, and he had cried uncle, so he's down pit road. Cork's going to pass up pit road as well, so that'll put him up to second off the Snowman pit. Then that'll keep us.
What lap is Snowman on? Is he on 16 or is he
He'll
finishing 15?
Yes.
Okay.
There's Cork starting lap 16 for us now. Snowman down pit road. Titans is coming down through here. He'll pass up pit road again. Tires, fuel still look good for him there in the Corvette, as he should get around Snowman here, as he's just now getting through our last two turns. So we'll see how all that's going to mesh back together. Let's get back here to 8th place as Monkey is starting to close in here off his pit stop on the GTR. See how all that's going to work out. About half worn on the right front is the GTR. Going to be lighter on fuel, though, against fresher tire. Very close right now as the Porsche is going to go out to the left side, try to make a move here. Only can peek at it, can't make it happen as they go back down into the last turns. And that GTR is going to make it very hard on the Porsche here. Oh, out into the grass, unfortunate. Going to be battling back hard, back to the inside. I'll just have to set back into order behind Monkey there. Able to get around the Nissan, unfortunately, going through the grass.
It's fortunate for Monkey. There's not a lot of places to pass on this track. Everything is fast. I can't think of a single spot. Oh, wow. Oh, Monkey's right front, come right off the ground, going over that hill.
Yeah, it is a good spot to get airborne there. As now our leader T-Dubs is down pit road. So we look back to Cork. He's coming up on pit road to see if he's going to go down this time. He's going to have to. Fuel and tire calling in for the reinforcements. Down pit road goes Cork.
I've heard that tire calling his name for at least 2 laps.
Yeah, at least. And here's Titans. I think he has a good shot at keeping his car on track. Will he do so? I don't think so, but there's enough fuel in it to do it. As we watch him come through down the hill here.
Pitting on 15, everybody's okay. Then you just got to run 8 and 7. So this is everybody's on just some kind of mixed up pit strategy. There's no set way to go here, I guess.
That's right. And T-Dubs is starting to get full here. Will Titans beat him off pit road? I don't know. We're going to keep an eye on T-Dubs here. We'll see. No, Titans is around him. Now T-Dubs is starting to hammer off pit road. It's showing him in the lead as he merges back onto the track. But how close will Titans be? He's pretty close. I don't think he's close enough, though. Cork Rick Slick down pit road now.
So Rick
Cork
Slick
just went down not long ago. So he put more tires on it and then stuffed it full of fuel. So that was interesting.
That was interesting. Rick Slick barely even dinged those mediums. It's going to be interesting to see what he comes out on. I'll keep an eye on that.
All right, good on Titans here, man. He's keeping that second place gap tight there against those fresh tires ahead of him, and not to mention he has Snowman right behind him. So that's just as important to what he's doing here. He'll have to go down pit road this time. He gets off the wall there, coming into the tunnel. That's going to just spell everything over, as Snowman's going to have a full head of momentum attacking him down here. Yep, it's going to let him around inside the tunnel. I think that was a good move there. You just don't want to force things into this it's a very odd left-hand turn. It's very tight. It's very deceiving as well. It feels like you can go a lot faster in there than you really can.
Yeah,
and,
you can carry some speed. You can carry some speed out.
That's right. You can meet those Texaco signs over there in that concrete barrier rather quickly.
Yeah, I don't think I've noticed, but Snowman's pretty close to T-Dubs.
Yeah, we had seen him, pit rather, early to T-Dubs. So, but we had, said he was abusing those tires just a bit. Titans is now down pit road.
Oh, yeah. Good observation. Snowman did not take a full tank of fuel.
That's right, and that's how he's caught back up to this gap here. Now it comes down to does he think he can make a 10-lap run? I think he could go down there here in a couple laps, stuff that thing full of fuel, as long as he goes through the grass a couple times here. I was going to say, as long as he keeps everything together, half-second penalty, though, goes to him. Titans, Rico down pit road now, both getting service. Rico just now getting the tire on. Titans is getting the fuel. Stu is going to go back around. He was on the 10-lap run from earlier. Move up to 5th here. He has now gotten back around Monkey somehow. Don't know where that happened at.
I don't know. Something must have happened. Stu must be Stu's expert driving. So we're looking at this. Stu might be the last one running the 10-lap strategy.
Yeah, so Rick would have been the one with me there, and he is already on fuel and tires, so he's went down pit road. We mentioned, I think, a couple laps ago that he did go down pit road. So, yes, that'll leave the Monkey with a half-second penalty as he gets back around Stu here, but that leaves the GTR as the only car trying to go 10 twice, so we'll see if he's able to do it here, and then you have to obviously make that last run to get to 30.
Monkey desperately trying to put about a second and a half on Stu, or he's just going to give that position right back, but Stu's got a slipstream. Probably not going to happen for Monkey. So I think Rick Slick decided that medium tires weren't the way to go and changed his strategy.
That is something I forgot as well. Yeah, he did go to those medium tires. Corkcan, TKO Chaos here, good battle for 3rd place on board here. Look ahead at T-Dubs and Snowman. They got a pretty good gap between them, but these two are battling fenders and quarter panels as they go down the hill here to our last 2 turns.
Good on Chaos, just chipping away at this whole race. He's picked his way off from 4th to 5th, back to 4th to 3rd.
Yeah, and he's looking at the fuel for Cork. He is in the catbird seat as far as things go that way. But you look at the tires, you already know Cork's going to be hollering uncle here in about 3 laps. As you can just see the rubber melt off of it as his left or his right front comes off the ground there. So that might have saved him a little bit of tire through the first sector.
At least cooled it off for a minute.
Yeah.
Toyo might want him to take those stickers off that car.
Hey, man, it does not make them look good.
No. He probably got an email from him this week. Cork purple through that sector.
Yeah, he's being aggressive here with the limits of the course. No 0.5, though, as his windshield banner suggests.
For those watching, if you're purple on the timer, that means you are ahead of the fastest lap at that point.
That's right.
T-Dub's crew chief is radioing in saying that the Pugo is not very fast through the first sector, so maybe that's what we're looking at here as Cork comes through red now through the second sector. So he is not barely red, 0.143 off his fast lap.
At that point.
Yes, at that point. Chaos hanging on. Snowman's hanging on.
That's right. You can see both guys, 1 and 2, attacking the tunnel here at Trial Mountain. Cork's moved his Lexus up to 3rd. Another pit stop is going to be required, though, out of everybody out here. There's going to be 2 more pit stops for the Nissan, so it's going to be interesting to see how all this is going to play out for people. As Rico's got a half-second penalty, I'll have to force serve that up here on the front stretch. Rick has moved back to 9th here off of his change of strategy, so should move around maybe a couple guys through the pit stops, just depending on how everything works out for him with the fuel and the tire.
Who knows how many laps Rick can get out of that car? I guess, he's probably not going to get 13. I think he pitted on, or 12. I think he pitted on 17. Finishing up. Stu is Stu should be pitting after this lap, and that should be his last pit.
Yep, looking at the strategy sheet, that's what we're looking at here for the Nissan. Would be the only car to do that here in the race. So maybe kind of a look ahead at maybe they're saving grace for this race, considering they thought they did not have a good car.
Maybe. Like you said, everybody has one pit stop to go, and the Nissan is making his now. Or not now, but this lap.
That's right, we'll be going down this lap. Look ahead, the gap between fourth and third is not that great. The gap between third and second is pretty large, about the whole front stretch, you could say. And then about half a sector here between first and second. T-Dubs is looking good here. He's about halfway through the front right tire. He's about halfway through the tank of fuel. So I'm thinking he could go down pit road with about 5 or 6 to go here. And maybe be the lightest car with the freshest tire on the racetrack towards the end of this race. And maybe that's what the Pugo is looking for.
That could be.
Nissan is down pit road on 0 liters of fuel.
And 0 right front tire.
See Rico down pit road again. He'll jump in there right behind Stu, so he'll have 69 liters of fuel in the tank. And I think that's sort of a chaos move there for Rico. He maybe felt like he couldn't go around and pit later and still have that advantage on Stu. Rick Slick will keep it out here. Probably have to make another pit stop for sure for him. But he moves it up to 7th around the 2 pitting cars. As fuel just now goes into the tank for the Nissan, I think Rico's still looking to get in the box. He's taking on tires as the Nissan refuels. So now he'll stuff it full of fuel. He'll be well ahead of that Nissan when he comes out on track. So good move there by the 4 team, I believe, to try to overshoot the Nissan crew this time off of that 10-lap pit strategy they were trying to run there.
That is a good move by the 4 team. It's such interesting pit strategies by everybody out here today. The 4 team is back on a 10-lap strategy. And up to 8th, and everybody's going to be pitting in front of him, so who knows how this is going to play out.
It's interesting to see how these strategies have played out throughout the race. A lot of guys, we've seen Monkey here on screen, early pitted after 6 laps. Chaos, I believe, went down not long after that as he's on pit road this time. So we'll probably see Monkey go around and take over 4th position here.
I'm watching Cork Server, 1.5 second penalty right now.
Yep, he just went through it there as we get back onto him. So who's in front of Snowman here? Rather close. So that'd be Stu who came back out. So he'll be a lap down to T-Dubs so far.
Snowman gets stuck behind more cars.
Yeah, it's like T-Dubs barely gets around the guys coming out of the pits and he's right behind them.
Chaos and Rick Slick down pit road.
All right. So
Chaos does not need a ton of fuel.
No, he doesn't. That'll be a rather quick pit stop there for that McLaren. And that'll only be 8 laps to try to finish this race. So good move by him. Rick Slick down pit road. He'll stuff that full of fuel. And he'll only have 8 laps to go. He also takes on the new Goodyear Eagle. Here's Rico.
He probably doesn't even need to fill it with fuel if he didn't want to.
Yeah, he probably doesn't have to.
But he might. They can just let it all loose. Yeah, he's going all the way. Let it loose for the last 8 laps. He won't have to hold back. Snowman in for fuel. Snowman is going to have to pack this car. T-Dub's still going? He is.
He is still going. I feel like we'll get a pit stop out of him around 5 or 6 to go. It's what the car is trending towards, as he is right behind Rico here. And Rico's, he's going to try everything in his power just to stay on the lead lap here because he knows there's a pit stop to be made behind him there. So if he can stay ahead of the leader, he knows that he should finish this race on the lead lap.
No, don't let him by, Rico.
Oh, Rico lets him by through down into the tunnel. Snowman, Cork, Monkey all down pit road, and Monkey is going to be the big loser here as he has only got 6 liters of fuel, but he'll have 7 laps to conquer whenever he gets out of there. 92 liters only go in for the McLaren as Cork is now done with the tire and getting the fuel. We'll see how much he takes on as the Porsche of Monkey now settles into the box and takes on his tire. Now Chaos has already pit. Now he's coming down in here into the last turns. Who will he be able to jump around here off the pit stop? Could be a good battle between him and Cork coming up, as not that worn of a tire there for Chaos. Let's see how far Cork's able to jump out ahead here off the pit exit. He's going to have a good little gap here to work with, so if that right front hangs on for Cork, I think Chaos is playing about where he's going to be. Other than times, he's going to have to make another pit stop, but he has moved this machine up to third. I guess at this point in his strategy, he's already behind the leaders who have already pit, or I guess other than T-Dubs, but Snowman, he's behind him. He has already pit for the end. So Titans is going to have to go in, probably give up about 3 positions off of this strategy. So I guess at this point, the Corvette's kind of hoping for a caution.
Yeah, unfortunately, cautions do not happen very often in this league.
Oh, see.
Cork, I don't know how many times Cork has pitted. It seems to just be for tire. He doesn't get full fuel each time. It's working out for him.
Oh no, Rico finds another half-second penalty here.
Yeah, he is right behind Monkey too.
Rico pits after Stu, but jumps 2 here as he is ahead of Rick Slick as well by a decent little margin here. That half-second penalty going to hurt just a tad, but I don't think it's going to be that big a deal to the gap that Rico's got, so maybe he's able to hang on to that. It is a big story there, as we hear in the chat. Watch Cork fall off here. So we'll see. Chaos is, oh no, sideways almost as Cork out of that last turn. But he's able to save it. My Jesus.
Cork's battle, himself versus the car.
Yeah, man versus machine here with Cork. For real, like every week.
Yeah, Snowman sitting on a penalty. Where's T-Dubs? Having a hard time finding those two. Oh, T-Dubs has got a pretty solid lead, but he hasn't pitted yet.
No, he hasn't. Right. And this will put him at 6 to go, so it'll be a 5 to go pit stop if he comes down next time.
So he will not need much fuel, and that's going to be interesting. It still takes some time to get down pit road, get some fuel in the car. He will need tires.
Could get a half-second penalty right here. That was pretty close. Didn't get tagged with it, though. Going to be clean. But once again, I want to refer everybody's vision up to the right-hand corner of your screen. Look at this small track map. The red triangle will indicate your leader, T-Dubs. Now we will switch to second place, and you can see it's like half a track. So T-Dubs, considering he only has to take probably 5 laps of fuel, tires just take the time that they take every time. It's going to be a very quick pit stop there for that man in the 11 machine out front. I don't know. Half-second penalty going to have to be served here by the McLaren. I don't know if he's going to have it in the tank to get back around and make this a challenge for first place. Off of the pit stop even. Just considering how quick that pit stop is going to be.
The good thing about the penalties at this track is you're not going very fast when you do have to serve them. So it's not as bad as if you were going 150.
That's right. Cork's still sitting in 4th. Right front looks better than it has all day off a run this long. Chaos still in the rear view.
He only got about 3 laps in the starting the race before we were starting to make comments about Cork's tire.
Really, and he's very far into the left-hand side there. He slows down, maybe trying not to get a penalty. And I think it might have worked. If you don't get the penalty, T-Dub's now down pit road.
Couldn't tell where that sound was coming from. My phone started playing music all by itself down in my pocket. Apologize to those that were listening to Zeppelin. Well,
This is
don't
Zeppelin
apologize
friendly.
for Zeppelin.
Yeah,
Yes.
Zeppelin friendly channel. All right, so we're looking at the gap, trying to see how close Snowman can make this here. I think we're going to see about 50 liters of fuel get stuck into that Peugeot. So, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to say it as wrong as much as I can, just for everybody out there. But
I think you actually got it right.
I think I might have said it right on accident. So about the full length of the front stretch is what the lead's going to be off the last and final pit stop. It's going to be the lightest car on the track, most likely here. It's going to be the freshest tire on the track for sure. And the track's getting cooler. I think we're probably going to see maybe a faster lap. A 149.6 might get shattered right here. So we'll keep an eye on that. Titans is down pit road. We thought he would lose about 3 positions. If Rico can somehow find his way around Titans, his pit stop from earlier whenever he tried to go in right behind Stu would have been maybe the call of the race if he can get around that man in the Corvette here on pit road.
That would be a good move.
Ooh, into the wall here with it, Snowman.
Titans is not going to need much fuel. That is a good looking Whataburger Corvette.
It is. It looks very delicious. Alright, Titans going to come out ahead of Monkey. What a call by Titans here, actually. Corvette's out ahead of the Porsche.
Yeah, it is a good call by Titans there. Half a tank of fuel, 5 laps to go. I think. What's Monkey sitting at? A little over half.
Yeah, Monkey's heavier and has more worn tire, so man, a great call by the Corvette if it makes it to the end here on fuel.
Yep. Almost everybody's sitting a little over half except for Titans, Rico, and Stu is just a hair below half, but Stu is on the 10 lap pace. It's probably all he needs.
You can see the 10 lap strategy will not come to fruition for the Nissan team, but that's where they figured they'd be, so not that big of a shot to their week here at Trial Mountain. But Rick Slick, on the other hand, he had employed the 10-lap strategy, changed during the race, and unfortunately finds himself in 8th position. Rico, though, makes the call from 9th and ends up making his pit stop count for 2 positions here so far in the end. Monkey, on the other hand, he made a pit stop earlier than anybody after 6 laps of the race, and this has lost him positions now in the end. Found himself in 6th position, but has closed this gap quite a bit between him and the Corvette, so a battle could be ensuing here for 5th position. Chaos to Cork, there is a little bit of a gap here, but been hearing from the team radio all race that Lexus is not enjoying the right front tire, but as the track has cooled, we've seen a little bit better wear for this Lexus. Still a shot though for the McLaren of TKO Chaos, so let's not forget about him back there in 4th. Still a podium position up for grabs there. 2nd place is Snowman. He is solidly ahead of Cork in 3rd, and he is solidly behind our man in 1st. So speaking of that battle, 1st is belonging to T-Dubs. He would have to, I guess, blow a rotor here as they glow hot through our last 2 turns, and he snags the wall just a tad. But I think this might not be a heater this time around, but maybe... Oh, never mind. Never mind. I thought maybe we'd see that. So there it is. He smashes it by over 1/10 and a half, the fastest lap of the race, which already belonged to him.
Yeah, it's dark. It's a good lap by him. The track's cooler, and as darkness settles, we could see those glowing rotors and the fire out of the exhaust. This is a good visual for everybody. As they upshift, the exhaust blows fire out. In theory.
Try to catch a fire blaster here somewhere.
So Rick Slick is in 8th with his strategy, but he has some good tires on that car. He's Monkey's also sitting with good tires, but Rico in front of him, his are pretty worn. he might be able to do a little bit with that.
Yeah, Rick's really closing this gap here to Rico. As we mentioned, you know, off the pit stop there for Rico, he gains this 7th position. So Rick Slick back there, a little fresher tire, but a little bit more fuel. We'll see if he's able to get that Porsche. I guess we got a Porsche on Porsche battle here for 7th position as we come down to 3 to go. Monkey's still sitting here in 6th. He's still got Titans up ahead of him, but I think he lost a little bit here on the gap that he had to the Corvette. Oh, here Monkey's squealing some tires. He goes through the dirt a little bit. Look for a penalty there. Don't think so. Stays on the asphalt all through there.
Some of these cars are looking a little beat up. I think we may have missed, our cameraman may have missed a few accidents here. I see some paint missing off Monkey's car, and Rico's car is a little banged up in the back. Camera can't be everywhere. I just noticed some. That's right. I see some dents. So the Porsches are 6, 7, and 8 right now. Not a good day for the Germans.
We look back here to the Nissan. He is on the lead lap for now off that last pit stop by our leader, but he is charging hard towards the Nissan. They are in the same sector. See some blowback here from, see some flames coming out of the pipes here for a few of our cars. Half-second penalty to the 3 of Cork. That'll be good for Chaos as he has closed this gap quite a bit. As Cork has lost a little bit of something here, I guess. Right front doesn't have 2 more to go in it. I don't know, but that's what's left.
It's going to be tight. Chaos looking pretty good in tires. Everybody's looking good on fuel. Titans is pushing it. But not many laps to go.
Very close here. See, Monkey has caught back up to him rather quickly. Something happened to the Corvette through that last sector. Monkey was much more behind this guy for 5th position. But now the Porsche is up here in a very aggressive means because it's only 2 to go. Oh, down to the inside. Heavy goes the Porsche. Monkey takes over 5th for the moment, and he's going to be clear out of the tunnel. Titans back to 6th.
Wow. What a move. Almost looks like move. Titans might have let him by.
Maybe a little bit there. Very much worn tire there for the 6 car, so it's going to be interesting. We'll keep our eye on this battle. Let's get back here between Rico and Rick Slick. That gap is ever so much closing down, so Rico's preying on the tire there to make it. Stu here, see, he has let T-Dubs around, so he'll finish on the last lap. We missed it with T-Dubs crossing the line, but it is now 1 to go, presented by Skew Car. And Snowman will take us to that last lap because he crosses the line there. 30 out of 30.
What a race it's been. A lot of position changes everywhere except up front. Up front, too, have been pretty solid. But everybody else is there all over the place.
All right, battle for 3rd looks like this. Battle for 5th looks like that. Titans has lost a little bit more here to the Porsche Monkey. The worn tire looking good there on the 6 car so far in 5th position. Last lap now for the 3rd place driver and the 4th place driver. Got that close there between them two. Let's see if anything comes to fruition for TKO Chaos as the right front of Corks is calling in for home.
Don't even realize how many battles are going on this track during this whole race. This Rick Slick Rico battle is heating up back here too, as Rico is he is so low on fuel.
That's right. These two will go by, take their last laps of the race.
Oh, Rick Slick around.
Oh, he did go around. We'll have to go to the West Higgins RV replay. First time of the day for Rick Slick coming out of the last turn. We'll go back 10 seconds to see what happened to our man here in the Porsche. And yeah, he just loses the rear end. Oh, and just nose plants it there into the wall. But T-Dubs, on the other hand here, is going to be coming out of our last turns and looking to finish this race with a healthy lead as the Peugeot will come across first here at Trial Mountain to be your winner here for the second time in Season 2. And then followed by the Nissan, who will be finishing a lap down here this evening. Puts a good e-brake in it. There you go. And let's jump back. Oh, this battle between Cork and Chaos. I'm going to have to go back to the replay here. We're going to go back 20 seconds. They are nose to tail here on the last lap. This is a battle for third position.
Oh my, wow.
For the podium here. Neck and neck coming down to our hard left-hand turn down the hill out of the tunnel. Rotors are glaring for both drivers. McLaren versus Lexus here through the last sector here at Trial Mountain. It's all for the podium. Which one of these drivers can make it happen? A lot of different strategy between these two cars right here. And you can see they've meshed together quite well, Cork and Chaos. What a battle for Cork. He's loose there coming off of that right-hand turn, but we're down to our last two turns. It's time for Chaos to make a move. He does have, I feel like, the acceleration down the straight. If he can just get even with Cork here for the last turn, he's not going to be able to do it. It's going to be in drafting position. Cork gets loose. May have touched the wall there. What? Oh, he's already, okay. Never mind. Cork will finish third here. We had, I think, Chaos leave a little early. So Cork in third, Chaos in fourth. Battle for fifth position here would be between Monkey and Titans. Monkey's going to win that battle for fifth position here at Trial Mountain in the 6 machine. No sign of headlights for Titans yet, as he must have fell back quite a bit. But there he will finish in 6th. Rick Slick spins around and somehow gets Rico.
I can tell you how he got Rico. Rico is out of fuel.
Oh, he is out of fuel. I just now realized that. Rico, unfortunate there. Could have saved just a little more.
Rick Slick rolled by with a penalty and nothing to worry about.
That's right, and he'll finish 7th. That'll finish Rico in 8th, Stu in 9th. So T-Dubs wins the first race of our doubleheader here tonight. Monkey, if you got to do anything, man, just go ahead and hop off. But first, let us know what you thought about this race from Trial Mountain before we get into the Roadster Rampage from Tsukuba.
I thought that was a fantastic race. It was great. It started out, seemed kind of slow. Everybody was just kind of sitting in their positions, but those battles at the end were really something. First and second were kind of set the whole race. The third and fourth battle, the fifth and sixth battles, and the battles changed for the whole race too. It was fourth and fifth with Monkey and Chaos for a while. Then Monkey fell way back. Titans was moving up there. It was all over the place. It was quite a race. It was exciting. I couldn't even keep up with it. Good on you for being able to make sense of everything.
Yeah, man, definitely a wild one. A lot going on between strategies and all of that. But yeah, I mean, kind of just took the words out of my mouth. Good race here at Trial Mountain for the second official points race of the season. Now, we'll move about seamlessly. Monkey, like I said, got something to do, go ahead.
I do, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, so
I'll be right back.
We'll wait for Monkey to come back, and we'll get going.
After this word from Skewcar.
Yeah, after this word from Skewcar, where there is no words. So there you go. If you're watching, thanks for tuning in. We'll get going with Roadster Rampage at Tsukuba. Here on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel is the GT Pro Series double header tonight. So another hour of racing coming at you live right here in about 5 minutes. Hang loose. And we'll be right back with more racing right here on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. Thanks to our sponsors, West Higgins ORV, Skewcar. You can find both of those on YouTube, Skewcar on X, for all your NASCAR needs.
And we are back.
That's right, we're back. And I hope everybody's still here as we're getting ready to take on Tsukuba with the Mazda Roadsters. And let's let the rampage ensue as a much different car here from the GR3 car, much lighter. And we're going to be on sports tires out here, not the racing tire as usual. So what do you think we'll see here, kind of going to go-kart, so to speak, from the GR3 car?
Yeah, they're kind of like a go-kart. It's a real popular race car. You see a lot of the Pro-Ams and Ams driving around all over the country, all over the world probably. It's a Japanese car. And I think we're going to see a great race. It's a very fast car with its small size, and the sport tires are going to be interesting. They will not have the grip of the race tires, so it'll be something new for all these drivers to get used to. This is also a track where it rains quite frequently. The last couple days of practice, it has rained quite hard both days, so we might be seeing some rain today too. You never know. And it's a small track. There's a lot of tight turns, and it is a fairly fast track. We're going to be seeing speeds, I don't really know, probably over 100 miles per hour, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we're going to see these guys run this track in about a minute, maybe just a little bit north of a minute. And on top of that, speaking of the rain, there's no rain tires here. There will be no rain tires if the rain does come out. So you will be driving on one of the three sports tires that you can select, which would be hard, medium, or the softs. Through practice, though, some guys were able to make it happen on the soft tires in the wet. So, but some other guys were not so fortunate. So, speaking of that, if rain starts to hit here, how do you think that's going to look?
Well, it will be slick, but these are grooved tires. The sports tires are not slicks. So they are a street tire, but a hybrid racing street tire. And they do have a soft compound, so they wear out much faster than a normal car tire would last. But I think in the rain, they will be fair. They won't be great, but they will be drivable, I think, is how we're going to see that work out.
All right, good to hear. And as we go to the replay here, go to start this replay. Actually, we're going to pause it because this will be a standing start for this race. So we'll be waiting for the 5 lots to go out as Cork will nab the pole for this one, followed by Dak, Snowman, Monkey, and Rick Slick rounding up your top 5. Stu, Redneck Jesus there in 7th, and Rico in 8th for this second feature tonight. But
also have a standing start here too.
Right, yeah, we're starting from a grid start here tonight. So we'll wait for the 5 lots to go out. And yes, I am going to do it in a traditional F1 way. So here we go from Tsukuba. Waiting for the 5 lights to go out. Here we go. Racing from the Tsukuba Grand Prix.
Excellent.
And that's the best I got.
That was pretty good.
And sideways first off the 3 of Cork. And I do like these things. Here we got the 25 of Dak getting passed by Snowman there in the 5 early on. That was me, T-Dubs. I'm a man of many voices. You don't know my many talents. All right, Mazda's looking good as they go through here.
Look at all these paint schemes.
I know, everybody's sitting out here with something special.
Yeah. A lot of NASCAR-inspired cars out here. A lot of everything out here. I don't know what Cork's driving.
Right here, this last turn. Yeah, 3G. This last turn is where I suspect a lot of people is going to have issues. Cork nearly sideways through there. Followed closely by Snowman and Dak Fu. Oh, sideways is Cork. Nearly wrecks in front of Dak. Snowman's going to take the lead. Can Dak get around him? He will. He'll take over second. For now, they're still door to door. Cork's not going to have the advantage to this turn, but will into this heavy braking left-hand turn. Takes off the nose of Dak, but he's getting piled up. Stu down inside of Monkey there. Big move inside on the 6 car as Stu goes around for 4th. Dak Foo's now back to third. Court somehow hangs on to second place. Snowman looking to run away here in the 5 car.
Somehow no caution through all those tight turns and position changes too.
That's right. Dak down to the inside, touches Court, gets him loose. Bang off doors as they come down the straight stretch. What a race here, 2 laps through.
Heading into this high-speed turn, almost next to each other.
Dak looking to put the fastest lap of the race down as he goes through the last turn here. Currently held by Cork. Cork out into the dirt. Best lap of the race. Snowman out there. He's already ran a flat.
Wow.
With no draft, have you be mind. Monkey back around Stu there for 4th position. Kind of giving him back that inside work, but back door to door there are the 2 Mazdas. Stu going to let him have it here. Oh, back down to the inside. Heavy goes Stu. Court sideways up ahead of him. Door-to-door battle with a car sideways ahead. Out into the dirt maybe that time with Stu. Might allow Monkey to clear him here a little bit. Heavy right-hand turn that goes back into our straight stretch. That goes back to our very hard sweeping right-hand turn that ends the whole course here. What a shot there from Tsukuba off the dirt out of that turn. What race have we got going on?
All these battles in the back, letting Snowman just run away with it.
That's right. Dak second. Yeah. Cork third. Oh, Dak's out into the dirt. Cork follows him. Monkey's able to stay onto the green band. Oh, we got Redneck out there. Man, he was way out there. I don't know if he got the wall or not, but man, he was out there. I knew that last turn was going to be a hard spot for a lot of guys. Dak Foo has secured himself in the second. Monkey's now making a battle here onto Cork. Stu has got Rick Slick on his tail back there in the 26 Irwin car. Monkey, tell me to shut up. What you got?
I don't have anything like you, Stu. You're the pro at this. No way I can keep up with that. But like you mentioned on that last turn is a big one here. And we're seeing a lot of people make mistakes. It's one where you can go fast, but not quite as fast as you think. So you got to control it. We're going to see a lot of people making mistakes through there. I'm watching Snowman right now. Oh, that's a cool camera angle. How'd you do that? If you're talking, I don't hear you. It looks like Monkey got loose back there and got into the wall, but managed to hold on to his position. The
yeah,
5 and
Monkey
6
got loose
right
back
behind
there.
him. Yeah.
Got right into the wall. He did hang on to it rather well, though. This allows Stu in 5th place to kind of close the gap again against Monkey here.
4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8, all right there together. Oh, Cork. Jeez. I just switched over to Cork to watch him car loose in the grass, but he saved it.
Cork sitting in 3rd right now. Top 3, kind of just a breeze at the moment. Snowman just out for a Sunday drive in his Mazda X5. And here's Dak Foo in 2nd, though. One to keep an eye on here for this race. You can see at the fuel.
I do see Cork does not have the Toyo stickers on his car anymore, so they must have had a talk with him.
It's sideways through that turn.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. Look back here to Monkey. Looks like he separated that gap a little bit back to that group that's right behind him. Stu leads the rest of the field, 5th through 8th.
What is Stu driving there?
Yeah, we could do a little paint scheme rundown here. Snowman's got a good lead, and we can still keep an eye on the battles here. Paint scheme rundown. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Give us a like and subscribe if you're new here. It's the Ruthless double feature, 2nd race. If you missed the first race at Trial Mountain, just rewind it and catch all that action. It was a pretty good race. A lot of battles going on. Snowman sitting here in that HendrickCars.com. Pretty good looking little paint scheme there. Go back to Dak Foo's. Got the Coors Light 25 scheme going on. Like that little Sterling Marlin, tribute, but he does drive the 25, so he puts that number on there. Makes the color match rather nicely, if you ask me.
That looks pretty good.
It does. And then we go back to Court. He's on his 3 cheese shit here, and Of course, he's got the Top Gear crew on his car for some reason. I don't know what him and Top Gear's got going on.
I don't know. It is a good show.
It is a good show. I'll give him that. The chicken was still warm. But we go back here to Monkey. He's got his Ruthless Racing Series, Ruthless Race Law, little Miller High Life action going on here on his Mazda Roadster. Got all the got the skirt with all the sponsors and stuff on it. That is a nice scheme. The typical Rule the Jungle back there on the back for Monkey. But I still see he put the Ford sponsor on there. He had to give a Ford sponsor. Got that Worth on his trunk.
Yeah, well, that was part of the Miller High Life scheme. I actually honestly don't know what Worth is.
I don't
either. I should look it up since they spent all that money.
All right, we go back to Stu here, going with a multi-tone paint scheme here. You can see it change colors as reflects through the light here. And I went with my own little Ruthless scheme here this week. But I went more of an older style, I feel like.
That is sharp. Some nice paint down there.
Yeah, it's some kind of tri-tone paint. Looks really slick. But got all those Ruthless schemes on, or sponsors on there and such. Go back here to our Irwin car, sorry. The 26 here, driven by Rick Slick. Crown Royal going on the front. Looking good. Went with a Mustang look for his car.
Yeah, I was going to say Worth is an auto parts, but it looks like they make their parts. So it looks like it's an auto parts manufacturer.
And we jump back to look at Redneck Jesus' scheme, and he's battling with the 4 of Rico, so we can kind of look at 2 of them here. Big battle there. Bush. Oh, whoa, what happened there? It might have been a lag.
Mine did that too.
Yeah, it might have just been a little lag there. You see, got the Bush Light scheme for Rico here in the 4, and the PBG, or PPG, sorry, scheme here for our man in the 17.
Redneck running on a limited budget. He painted that car himself from scratch. So hats off to Redneck on the paint job. Rico's number 4 is looking pretty sharp.
That's right. I like how he puts Rock On Race on. Oh, Redneck Jesus! Out into the dirt, out into the wall. I think he's also on auto drive. I don't know what's going on.
I'm not sure. Maybe he's having some car issues there.
Snowman,
what's going on with Rico's car too? His headlights keep popping up.
I keep seeing that myself. It keeps flashing us.
Yeah.
Get your headlights away, man.
He must not be using Worth electrical parts.
Somebody did not make those themselves.
No.
All right, so Snowman in the lead. He's followed by Dak Foose still, who is still followed by Cork, who is still followed by Monkey, who is still followed by Stu. And not much has changed through this top 8, other than that battle at the back that we just saw change hands between Rico and Redneck.
So fuel-wise,
through the grass,
go ahead.
And he gets reset on the track, all the way about 5 car lengths from the finish line, and that allows Stu to go around as well, and that will put Cork all the way back to 5th, and he will be in threat of losing 5th to Rick Slick here, just depending on how well he can attack this first sector here at Tsukuba. Man, unfortunate for Cork.
Well, he did go way off the track. He went off the track and hit some portal.
There's a black hole off to the left over there.
Apparently, I did not see that on the track map.
Yeah, they failed to label the black hole out of the last turn.
They did. So it looks like everybody's doing well on tires and fuel. We are 11 laps complete. Snowman just below half, so maybe 20 laps of fuel window here.
Let's see, we're looking back at Dak. He has so much more fuel than Snowman. So, you know, one stop would be 25 laps. If that could be done, The only fuel tank that I'm looking out front here is Dax. Monkey's under halfway. Stu, he's about with the same as Dak there. Dak has just a little bit more fuel. So maybe those two cars could work on this strategy. Everyone else, Rick Slick, he's kind of right there. He's got a little bit less than Stu, so possibly he could try to push it. Rico's right there at the half a tank mark. Redneck Jesus already under half a tank. Looking throughout the field, though, Snowman has burnt considerably more fuel than everybody else.
He has. He's going considerably faster. There's definitely no fuel strategy going on there. But Stu and Rick Slick were both the fuel strategists in the last race, too. So they do know how to squeeze every drop of fuel out of a car, but maybe Dak's doing something as well, like you mentioned. I thought Dak's car was all dinged up, but it's the Coors Light Mountains. It really did look like paint was missing in the back.
Well, considering that he is hanging on to second like this, those mountains won't be turning blue anytime soon.
No.
He's on some heaters out here. He is about half, or I guess his best lap is about 4/10 slower than our fastest lap of the race, which belongs to Snowman. He has almost ran a minute flat out here so far. Looking back on...
Fu, he is not racing fuel-saving laps.
No,
he's going faster than that.
Yeah, he ran a flat last lap in the 8s. And we're looking at this lap. Maybe be a little better. No, he'll be plus 0.8 on that lap. Monkey, though, back here in third off of Cork's misfortune. We'll come around. Cork has gotten back up to fourth. He has a good battle, though, with Stu probably coming up. Somehow was able to get around him.
And Monkey is not running very well either. He's running 101 laps. Dak, he's running a full second faster than Monkey. Monkey's chewed up a ton more fuel.
Oh, Cork's a little sideways here. It's our closest battle on the track right now. It's starting to separate a tad.
Let's see, yeah, Snowman and Dak are the only ones running in the 1 minutes. Dak is starting to drop into the 101s. Everybody else is 101s and 102s and below. These cars do sound pretty good.
They do. And personally, I thought they race good.
Yeah, they are fun.
Even on the sports tire here. Everybody.
We will see these cars again this season at Northern Isle. I'm not sure when, later in the season, but they will be coming back out.
And for NASCAR fans, Northern Isle is more of a Bristol-style racetrack, so get to see these things on an oval. And considering everybody kind of going with that NASCAR theme, I say we'll see much of the same come that race.
Probably just roll the same car back out.
A good possibility. All right, so 15 laps complete. Starting 16 goes Snowman. Dak coming into the last turn now. And he's got a considerable lead there, Snowman does. But this could all change off of the pitting strategies these guys choose to employ. One-stop strategy very much in the cards here for second place. Not so much for the first and third place cars. They have burnt a considerable amount of fuel compared to that 25 car in second.
Yeah, that's crazy. Did you mention that the Dak's car and Rick Slick's car have pretty authentic looking Chevy and Ford front ends?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't catch that. Well, that's a pretty good job on those guys.
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
And we see this with a couple cars. You can kind of, I don't know what you would say, manipulate the front end to kind of look like what you want it to look like.
Yeah, I didn't notice that until just now. Dak has a Camaro front end, and Rick's got the Mustang front end kind of on it. Mustang front end changes there and there.
Yeah.
Let's see what Rico's got going on. I don't want to leave him out. There goes his headlight. Rico's headlights are popping up. Rico has the Mazda front end. That's all right, Rico. I won't hold that against you.
He's not running anything. I guess you could kind of say Redneck Jesus, he's going to go down pit road this time. Very interestingly enough, he has a Ford symbol on the front of that car. Oh, Rick Slick's around. Let's give this a West Higgins ORV replay. 10 seconds back, right there off the rear of Stu. He's just going to get a lot of nose into it. Nope. Still, oh, it gets off into the dirt, out into the hay bales there. Big turnaround there for that convertible Mustang.
I was watching his throttle as he got over into the grass. He was all the way into it.
Yes, he was. And Rico's able
Rico pitted on 16.
Redneck.
Thank you, Stu. Redneck.
But I was going to say, Rico finally getting a peek at Rick there off of his spin. Rick will kind of lose Stu here by a good margin. Look ahead to Court from Stu. He's about half of the back straightaway away from Court.
Watching Redneck in the pits. He put tires on there, too.
See that refueling taking a long time. He'll go a lap down through all this, actually.
Easily. 1 minute laps.
He's now back onto the track in that 17. So you got Rico in 7th, Rick in 6th. Rear end of that car just looks to be a little loose. Got Stu up in the top 5 here.
Which car's looking loose? Sorry?
Rick, rear end looking a little loose there on that Mazda here, there in the corners. Cork in 4th. Monkey in 3rd. Cork somehow chasing Monkey back down here after being reset earlier. We look at the lap times. Yeah, Cork all the way in the flats, all of his laps, and Monkey in the ones and all of his laps. So probably about a second a lap for Court trying to catch Monkey there.
Monkey was running minute flats in practice. Not sure what he's doing today. He's not racing hard.
That got real loose right there, but he was able to save it.
Yeah, coming up on lap 20. We've got estimating some pits sometime around here.
Keep an eye on our leader as he goes by this time, and no pit stop for him.
Nope. So, remind everybody the refueling takes a long time in these cars, and in all the cars in this series. So there's some strategy involved with making your pit stops and taking the least amount of fuel possible. You still have to take it, but there's some strategy involved there. Dak has got so much fuel.
Yeah, you look at Snowman, he's going to be out this lap, going to have to make a pit stop. Dak, on the other hand, if you count about how many laps that'll be, that would be about halfway for Dak. And if he can make this a one-stop race, that lead is not going to matter. For Snowman, I should say.
And I don't know how he's doing it. I think that car is going to be under inspection for a second fuel tank. Stu's also doing it. Okay, that's 2 cars getting inspected.
Okay, so we look at Dak Fu, and he's right a smidgen under a quarter. Go back to Stu, he is maybe a little bit less than him. So the other Mazda maybe not saving as much, but kind of on that same go. The Snowman is down pit road. Dak will take the lead. And looking at that fuel tank, I don't know if he's going to give it up.
I don't know.
He might give it up off the pit stop here, but it's going to be a good one.
Snowman is replacing the tires. He probably could make it the whole race on one set of tires, but it would be rough.
Snowman, comes out with not a lot of fuel in the tank. Like, literally none.
Well, that's an interesting strategy. He went in with none. He had, I think, 2 liters left.
Come out with about
now
none.
He's... Yeah, I don't even know how much that is, but...
It might have been an accident.
Maybe something up with the fuel, with the With the gas man in the pits.
I gave the gas man an empty tank. They just told him to go, come back later.
Maybe.
You got enough to go out there and be fast a couple laps. Just come back and get the rest of it later.
I guess all that Snowman's fuel is in Dak's car.
That could be. Monkey goes down pit road along with Cork. Monkey will go in ahead of Cork. Snowman will come around and take second place. Well, shortly now the lead will change off the pit stop because unless Dak somehow can stay out there longer than Snowman twice, which would be insanity. But he still has more fuel than Snowman, so very possible.
And you can see Cork and Monkey come into pit road with nothing in the tank.
Snowman already down into the red. Stu even has more fuel than Snowman in second. Oh, off into the dirt.
Something happened.
Goes to 24. Is able to get it back in control. Rico has moved his machine up to fourth position off the pit stops here. As Monkey is now full and will beat Cork out by about 8 liters. So that'll be a little bit of track for Cork to try to make up there against Monkey.
Surprised Cork didn't cut that short just to get in front.
That's right, and Monkey will come out a lap down to Dak Fu as he's going to try to battle up to Dak to get his lap back here. We'll see how much of a difference that's going to make if Dak can go 3 more laps.
Where is Dak? Dak's heading into the final hairpin. Monkey's right behind him. So it's almost a full lap in the pits. Is that what we're seeing? Yep, a full lap to go in the pits, get tires of fuel. Or not quite, because Dak had a pretty good lead.
I'm hearing whistles down pit road like we got a pit stop. Snowman's going to go down this time. Okay.
Did you really hear those?
I heard some whistles. Now, Stu's going to stay out there. He is in the red now. So we put him up against Dak Fu, who is also in the red. Stu takes over second off Snowman's pit stop. Stu has a non-contending car there in 7th behind him. He's just trying to get his lap back here from the pit stop he had already made. We look ahead of Dak.
Fu is still pulling away from Monkey.
That's right. He is ahead of these guys who have already pit and still doing so. He's going to go another lap for sure. That'll make him complete this halfway stint. That'll be a 1 pit stop move for Dak in the 25 if he can make it happen. But back here in second place, you have another car trying to do the same. Let's see if they go around one more time. It's very low on the fuel here.
Monkey ran a 1-minute lap that time. Dak still, even he was just barely over a minute.
See, Snowman merges back in here between Cork and Monkey into 5th position. So that's interesting. He was able to come out right between those two.
He's got a full tank of fuel this time.
That's right. He does have that. And all of them are going to be a lap down. Rico's going to go in under the power of the starter. He was out of fuel. But Rico, I guess, yeah, Rico's not going to make 25 laps happen as he goes down out of fuel right there. Dak, on the other hand, he's going to go around again. And he'll for sure finish that halfway stint, as he'll have 24 to go if he pits this coming lap. Now the strategy would be for second place to pit.
You wouldn't even think this was possible to save 5 laps of fuel. But they're short laps.
Dak's still out there. He has Snowman now up to 3rd, who is a lap down. Stu, the only car not a lap down at the moment. On pit road, though.
Snowman has raced his way back to 3rd.
Should
after
see it.
those pit stop problems.
We will see Dak go down pit road. All these guys are going to get their lap back, but now they got to chase Dak back down, and Stu will have Dak coming down pit road behind him, so he'll stay on the lead lap. And as of right now, he'll have at least 70, 80 liters of fuel on our pitted lead car, but now that leaves Stu losing positions now as Snowman and all those guys go around.
It'll be interesting to see if Snowman can get around Dak before he comes out. Dak hasn't even started refueling yet. Stu's full. There comes Dak's fuel.
So we look back to Snowman, look up to Dak. It's still about half the track, but Snowman's coming up on this last hairpin to bring us into the straightaway to the last sweeping right-hand turn of the course. Dak is up to 70 liters of fuel. You know he has to stuff it full to stay on this strategy. It's going to be quite the merge right here out of pit road, I do believe. As Dak's going to be fuel, and they let him go. So now we got Snowman coming out of that last turn, hitting the start-finish line. Dak will not give up the lead off the pit stop, all off of, I believe, just the misfortune of the fueling there for Snowman was the difference maker there. But Dak would have had to make less stops anyway. So I believe this was going to work out in the 25's favor. It just so happens to make it a little bit sweeter because he's out here. No more pit stops to be made on the docket. And all you got to do is bring her home at this point.
For Dak.
Yeah, for Dak. Now everybody else.
And for Stu.
That's true. And everybody else is going to have to make a pit stop here. Stu, though, not having that speed of Dak, he's going to be all the way back here in 5th position, quite a tick away from the battle that is 2, 3, 4 right now, as Cork is able to get around Monkey.
2, 3, 4 all have to pit one more time, and Stu likely does not.
They are on that strategy. Half-second penalty here. Might be the only penalty of the day. There goes to Stu in the 24.
Wonder where that came from.
It's interesting.
You can cut some track here. It's tough because you get over in the grass, so it's risky. I must just got a little too much over there. See, where is Dak on the track? He's headed almost to the hairpin. He's starting the hairpin now. Snowman is right behind him.
Yeah, not a big gap here between 1 and 2, but considering the other pit stops have to be made all behind the leader, that's a great lead.
Look at 2, 3, 4. All pretty close. 5 on the fuel saver laps is he's holding up. Good showing out of the 5, or no, position 5, 24. Whatever number he's running this week.
Good showing
24?
out of the 5. Yep. Good showing out of the 5 though as well. Other than the fuel man, he might get fired.
I think the fuel man will get fired. It's like Jeremy Clarkson says Cork needs to join Formula Drift. Not sure that would help Cork. He would drift it further than everyone else and push it harder than everyone else.
I don't know if they score 360s in drifting.
I'm not sure. I don't know how many points you get for hitting the wall either. And with a drift car, Corker still managed to burn off the front tires.
So he's the only man that can lose traction in an all-wheel drive vehicle.
Speaking of all-wheel drive vehicles, in 2 weeks we are headed north to race in the snow. We will be driving all-wheel drive Raptors and Tundras at the Tri-Oval of Lake Louise in Canada. First time for the Ruthless series.
Yeah, a little
The
snow
Snowval.
action.
Call it the Snowval, if you will.
I like to call it Snokino, where it's a little triangle track.
Snokino, that's a good one, yeah. The Slicky Triangle.
Or if you're British, you call it the Slippy Triangle. Oh,
Dak coming up on Rico.
I don't know if Monkey had a penalty or just got loose there out of that hairpin or what. But he lost a little bit here to third and second.
Look at that distance. I'm guessing he got loose. He's quite a ways back. Yeah. 2 seconds off his lap. That could have been a penalty. It'd be about penalty time.
Could have happened there.
Did we lose somebody?
Yes, I think. Yeah, Rick, not out here anymore.
Oh, must have had some engine trouble.
Mazda couldn't make it.
Yeah. Everybody is in the exact same car this week. That's something we haven't mentioned. Exact same car, exact same setup. Your choice of tires, but there's no reason to not run the soft tires.
That's right. Rico has now went a lap down to Dak Fu. So he'll be in between Dak and second place.
Rico has had some track issues with the car, which
He's also had a
is
headlight
not
issue.
uncommon here. I'm surprised we're not seeing more. Honestly. There are some spots of this track that are difficult. What are we looking at? We're looking at Dak. Dak is headed into that corner right there is a tough one coming under the tire. Really got to watch your speed. This is another tough one. The hairpin is tough. They're all, I guess, every turn.
Yeah, and especially on these tires, it can get very slick very quick.
Yeah, every turn has a potential to spin out on exit. Right. You're just pushing these little cars as hard as you can. I'm really interested to see how they do it. Oop, sorry about that.
You're good.
Really curious to see what these do at Northern Isle. I have never driven one of these cars at Northern Isle.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Will we be seeing the sports tires there as well, or will we be racing?
I'll have to wait for tire manufacturer to make the call on that one. I'm not sure.
Oh, Dak's off into the dirt, up in the lead, but gets it back onto the hardtop rather quickly. Snowman will cut that gap just a bit, but we know it. Snowman's going to have to make another pit stop. Dak with a whole quarter tank of fuel more than second place Snowman.
I don't even know how he's doing that.
I'm going to watch him this lap. Let's see. We're going to watch our 1 and 2 and see how they go down here between the laps. So starting at the line, here's Dak. He is in fourth gear.
He was smoking that rear tire around that turn, probably the front tire.
Into third. Loose. Lights on. Lights back off. Fourth gear.
Look, I see what he's doing. I see he's shifting very early.
Yeah, you can. I went back to Snowman. He is lighting up that third gear. Dak, he's shifted with about a quarter of the bar to go. So that's the difference, what we're seeing there between these two. Now through this straight stretch, let's see what Dak does. He shifts very early. Snowman lighting up that rev limiter for the third gear. So there is the difference in how these guys are saving fuel. Down into third gear through the last turn goes Snowman. Dak stays in fourth gear. So there's where I think he's really saving this fuel, is through that last turn, not giving the high RPMs of third gear a chance to drink on that fuel like Snowman is.
Oh yeah, he's exiting turn 1 in third gear. What's interesting is that he's managing these fast laps on top of it. And that's where the driver skill comes in, because this car produces its most power at around 9,000 RPM, and Dak's not even getting close to the high power of this car.
Right, nowhere near that power band that you're looking for in these Mazda Roadsters, and it's showing because he's not going to have to make a pit stop here. He's well over half a tank of fuel. If we go back to the next car that's supposed to be doing that, it's supposed to be Stu, so he's about a little bit less fuel than Dak. And, Dak is running a lot better laps. So he's making the fuel save be fast and work.
Monkey's burning up some fuel more than Cork, and it shows because he's managed to catch back up to Cork after whatever incident Monkey had. But Cork's probably had an incident himself.
I'm sure he's found something around here. Keep him off the
Sure. Sure of it. Who's behind Monkey? That must be Rico.
That will be Rico there. Oh, we lost another. It's going to be Redneck.
Stu just bounced off the wall. Nothing big, though. A Redneck went down with some mechanical issues, down to 6 drivers.
That's right.
Unfortunate for those guys.
Off in the dirt back there through the hairpin.
Yeah, Rico's car's having some trouble.
He's on pit road. He could make it here from the end. It'll be 13, 14 to go for him.
He could. Everybody could make it here to the end. You can go 20 laps on a full tank. So anybody could pit at any time now.
Some people may realize T-Dub's not making this race.
And Titans. We are also do not have Titans this week. And Chaos.
Oh yeah. So quite a few guys not making the second of our 2 here this evening.
A couple of our Ruthless full-timers are not here.
Snowman back out on track already from his pit stop. He'll come out just ahead of 5th place there. So
Cork and Monkey are going at it.
Yes, they are. They are close enough to make this a battle, and relevant enough to where a pit stop won't be needed soon, but a pit stop will be needed. Dak's still over half a tank of fuel remaining, so I think we'll see him just trend in that direction. Now, a card to look at now off of all this is, can Stu make something happen? From 5th position, Snowman comes back out probably not having to pit ahead of him. So, does he have the pace or the speed to maybe fight for 3rd place whenever this race comes to an end after all the pit stops have been made?
Where is Stu in relation to 3rd and 4th? 3rd is headed to the hairpin. Stu is headed towards the tire.
And the S's. Yeah.
I don't know what to call any of these places. Okay.
Court down pit road.
Okay, so that's where they are. They're at pit road, and Stu is on his way to the hairpin. So about a half a lap for Stu. We know it takes about a lap to fill this thing up with fuel.
Yeah, Court goes down with 31 liters. He'll probably take on tires and won't have to have a full tank of fuel. So it'll be interesting to see how much he'll put in that. Actually, he didn't even take on tire. He's just going to put straight fuel in this thing. So that's interesting.
I would have done the same if I was Cork. Those tires are in good shape.
Yeah, and he'll come out. He didn't take much fuel at all. Just gets right over half a tank. Comes right out in front of Snowman. And it's a battle off pit road between Cork and Snowman. It's door to door as they'll come down through the S's here into the middle hairpin. Snowman's going to be clear down into that hairpin, and he'll take over 3rd position.
So unusual to see Snowman tangle with somebody coming out of the pits.
Now this is interesting for the 24, as now Cork has came out ahead of him too. So now possibly not even going to catch Monkey on this strategy. As you know, we know Dak will not have to pit again, but Monkey not that far off of Dak, considering if Dak was to had to made another pit stop, it could have got interesting. But don't think he's going to have to. He's just now a tick under half a tank with only 11 laps remaining.
I think we are seeing the fuel strategy be dominant here at this track. Not always, in fact, it's hardly ever the way to go. Though somebody tries it every race.
Sometimes T-Dubs had even mentioned, if you can't just drive the track fast, why not just try to fuel save it? At least you can be somewhat consistent, and if some guys are inconsistent, you may possibly make that work and get you a couple spots you wouldn't have had. Just trying to push the car.
Plus, yep, and by not pushing the car, you're less likely to make mistakes.
That's right, Monkey's now down pit road.
He is. Let's see if he gets tires. Keep an eye on that, and you can too as well.
Oh, Rico's around back there through the middle hairpin. That gets around it. Monkey takes on the fuel. Snowman.
No tires for Monkey.
That's right, no tires for Monkey. So he'll do the same thing as Cork, as Snowman and Cork will both get around Monkey here off of this pit stop. 9 laps remain. 10 remain for us here as Monkey flies back out of the pits. Door to door with Stu here for 4. As the lights are on for everybody as the sun starts to set here at Tsukuba.
That's half a tank of fuel for Monkey. Brings him out in 5th.
Going to have Stu will have less fuel than Monkey, so we jump back up to Dak to reference the 2 fuel tanks. Dak's going to have just a smidge more of fuel than Stu here, so if Dak is going to be close, that means... Oh, Cork's around, spinning heavy here, doing some donuts. West Dickens ORV replay on the way. Yeah, he goes through 2 sections of grass and makes a big spin. Yeah, get one good spin out of it, and then he spins it, maybe coming back out of it. Oh, yeah, he did. Get 2 big 360s out of the Cork machine as Monkey and Stu will be coming up on Cork here and make the passes necessary. No, he's going to be door-to-door with Monkey here. No, now he'll slide right in behind Monkey there. So this is how this battle will look for the roadster of Stu, as he'll sit in 3rd ahead of both those guys he thought he wouldn't catch. So how aggressive can he be here on the fuel, though? Can he keep up with these guys having the fuel save?
Leave it to Cork to bring us a good highlight.
That's right.
Twice.
2 in 1 set of turns.
And recover from both of them.
He sure did.
Got a little heavy in the throttle. What do Cork's tires look like to Monkey's? Yeah, Cork did burn the rears off quite a bit in that little maneuver.
So all these guys right here are on the lead lap. I think Rico's the only one off the lead lap here. But, you look at Dak, he is right there headed towards that hairpin. And 3rd through 5th are just now getting through the last turn. So he's very close to these guys. And one of these cars are trying to run the same strategy as he is. So it's interesting to see how much the difference in what Dak has been able to put down here at Tsukuba.
One thing to note about Stu is Stu pitted on lap 25.
Monkey's around into the wall there.
Oh, no.
He gets it back out on the track, though. But now it's going to be between Cork and Stu for 3rd. Anyways, continuing.
What I was going to say is Stu's out here, and you think he's been on the track a long time with those tires, but he's in the best position. He pitted and got tires on lap 25, where Cork and Monkey got tires at about lap 20. So Stu's got the fresher tires and a little less fuel, so his car is lighter.
There you go.
I think Stu's in the better position right now.
That could be a good observation there out of you there, Monkey.
Yeah.
I just hope that the 24 don't push it too hard, trying to stay away from Cork. He is not running the gears the same as Dak, so that is interesting.
Let's see what he's doing here. Can't really tell there. He is shifting a little early. You go back and watch Cork and running through 2nd and 3rd. I bet he's pushing those things pretty hard. He is not. I know Monkey is.
It was a good battle here from third and fourth. You see Monkey right there in the hairpin.
Yeah, Monkey is not close anymore.
Mistake.
Big battle, third and fourth, first and second. Where are they at?
Yeah, first to second. It's a pretty good gap here.
Yeah, that extra pit for Snowman is hurting him.
As the track has cooled, Snowman on lap 42, he hit a 1 minute flat 0.71. So, pretty good lap there out of Snowman.
Dak has run 2 101s in a row. So, gaining a second lap on him with 5 to go. There'll be no cautions from this point.
That's right.
Not that there have been any anyway. Oh, Corgan 2 heating up.
Yep, this battle for third is going to be heating up. We're going to be going to 5 to go. And see how much the third place car can push it here on that fuel. Not going to have as much. Cork's down to the inside. He's going to grab maybe some of that pit wall there. It's invisible to the naked eye.
Did he?
He might have. He was way down in there coming through that last turn.
Stu looks good on fuel. There's not that many laps to go.
Got a lot less than Dak, considering.
Yeah, that Dak's car. I think he LS swapped that thing.
It's a good possibility.
With fuel economy with LS.
Boy, it's battling up for the podium tonight in our second race of two. Thanks everybody who's joined. Please hit that like button if you haven't done so. Subscribe if you're new here. This happens every Wednesday. If you're interested, special double header though tonight. Oh, Snowman gets out into some dirt, gets slick, doesn't cause any damage though. Dak Fu, on the other hand, man's coming down to the last turn, looking to make this 3 to go from Tsukuba. It's Roadster Rampage, and that's what it's been. He's going to try to make this whole 50-lap stint on one pit stop. Snowman
That is
might have been
amazing.
A favorite early on, but the pit stops has been the difference. Stu battling for the podium, maybe his first podium position here in Ruthless if he can get it over here on the GT7 side of things.
Oh, Stu's running his fastest lap of the race, defending against Cork. Laying it all out. The Snowman has made 3 pit stops. You remember his fuel issue.
That's right. Still has
Dak has
maintained
made
second.
1. Yes. You
Stu
can also
has
see the
made
benefit.
1.
When you're out in first and you're not battling with cars, you get a pretty good lead on everybody. We see this every week. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, you're just battling for positions. While first just runs away.
Ooh, a little off to the left. Here goes Stu's going to allow Cork to draw even. They bang doors. Stu gets defensive, gets back out ahead in third. Heating up here, 3 to go. Middle of the track. About halfway through this lap for these two.
Looks like these two might have a little NASCAR experience.
Very possible. Getting real touchy here through the last couple of laps. Cork right there on the rear. Stu very defensive down to the inside. Has to take a wide turn out to the left though, and he will look to stay ahead of Cork through the straight stretch, blocking every corner that he can, knocking the nose of Cork down to the inside of the track. He hangs on to it. It's 2 to go now between these two.
Might be a little retaliation. Cork looked like he put a bumper to Stu coming out of that hairpin.
Ooh, Stu's down into the red on the fuel here. Might have been pushing it the last few laps. Cork's down to the inside here. It's going to be very close for Stu. Dak's going to come out of the last turn, and you know what that means? He's going to hit the line. It'll be 1 to go, presented by Skew Car here for Roadster Rampage at Tsukuba.
Crazy. Can't believe he's held on this long.
Oh, Stu in the dirt, gets a little slick, has a whole lap and a half to go, and it is red on that fuel tank. Don't know if he's going to have it. He's being very defensive on Cork, though, even if he doesn't. He is not giving up third place easy, way down to the inside there. Through
Great
this
racing
turn.
by these two.
Not giving it up very easy is the 24. Pushing down the straight goes Cork. Tries to hook him down on the inside. Not quite clear through that straight stretch. Tries to make a move down to the inside now. Can he make it happen? Ooh, it's door to door as there'll be one to go between these two.
It's just short laps. He's going to make it. Stu should have the speed advantage. Oh, they're still door to door.
Ooh, Stu's going to go back behind Cork here. He's very low on fuel. Dak, on the other hand, crosses the finish line as your winner here from Tsukuba. Snowman in seconds, coming out of the hairpin himself, but the battle here between third and fourth still pretty heavy. Stu through the grass, trying to make something happen into that hairpin. Very much solidified on trying to get that third place. The fuel, on the other hand, could be detrimental. He is down to a slither of life left in that fuel tank, and I think he realizes it now as he starts to back off the third place of Cork. Snowman now goes across in second place, though, as he finishes up his run. Rico also through in sixth place. Cork will continue, and out of fuel goes the Mazda. Stu, will Monkey be able to get there?
Oh, no.
Surely enough, and he'll take over fourth position from his spin earlier. Stu will have nothing to worry about, as Cork will finish third. Monkey will come around and finish fourth. Rico has already finished a lap down pit road. Goes the 24 to finish in fifth position. And it will be Dak Fu on one pit stop making it happen here at Tsukuba. But Snowman takes home the fastest lap. Cork takes home the pole. So a big shakeup without T-dubs here for Roadster Rampage. Other than that, what do you got to speak about that action we saw throughout that race? And then particularly at the end there with the one-stop car of Stu going against the two-stop car of Cork. Stu, unfortunately, not making the fuel stretch like Dak was out front.
That was a crazy race. Dak surprising everybody and Stu both on that one-stop strategy that should have worked for Stu, but what racer can let somebody get around him? Nobody, right? When you're that close to the end and you're that close on fuel, so Stu's going to push it just like all of us would do exactly the same thing, and he was so close to making it. Heartbreaking for Stu to have to start saving fuel at the end, but what a finish, and that battle was one of the best of the both seasons. I think that battle for third and fourth between Stu and Cork was fantastic. And that was a great race all around, and good showing out of these cars in this tight track. No cautions again, especially with the way they started. All those position changes, all that bumping and banging. Fantastic race.
Yeah, great race, great doubleheader. Like I said, if you just tuned in for this one, you can scroll it back, catch the first part of this from Trial Mountain. Kind of little 5-minute break, jumps right into Tsukuba afterwards, so you can skip through all that. But other than that, yeah, I'm with Monkey totally. Two great races, great summaries on those races. And without further ado, I mean, it's been a long one for us. We usually don't go this long on the GT7 side of things. But as always, Monkey, I appreciate you doing these with me. Even though we had to take a week off last week, I was on the DL, but we're back to normal function now.
It was worth the wait to hear you do that F1 start.
Awesome, yeah.
We might start doing grid starts every week.
All right, well, you hear it, folks. Maybe we have a new thing to do over here. But thanks for everybody who tuned in and watched these awesome races. You can tune in tomorrow at 9 p.m. as the round of 8 for the Ruthless Pro Series over on NASCAR Heat 5 continues. It will be at Las Vegas, so let's see who can gamble their way into the Championship 4 over there in the first race in the round of 8 over as the Ruthless Pro Series playoffs continue. If you missed it last night, the Legacy Series closed everything up with that season over there. Big break going to be coming for us here in Ruthless on Tuesday, so you can watch MJ Bross secure the championship and see who ended up winning that race over there. I ain't going to tell you, so you have to go back and find out for yourself. But Mike, you got anything you want to leave these people with?
Did we mention anything about Dragon Trail next week?
There you go. What we got going ahead next week?
We are headed to Croatia, taking the GT3 cars back out there. So you will see the McLarens, the Porsches, the Peugeot, the Corvette, the Nissan, I think that's it.
I think I was
Oh, the
missing one.
Lexus.
Yep, there is one of those.
Racing Dragon Trail, which has the hardest chicane in all of racing. It is a chicane like you would see at Watkins Glen or at Daytona Road Course, except this thing is walled all the way in, all the way out. So you cannot miss it. So it is going to be a struggle. 35 laps. Each of these drivers are going to have to make it through that chicane cleanly 35 times if they have any hope of winning that race.
That's right, and a big, big chance for cautions next week with that walled in. I like to call it the lane of death. Forget the chicane. That whole section there is walled in, and somebody bounces off the wall and sideways. There's nearly no racetrack there, so we could see some two-car incidents happen at Dragon Trail next week. So make sure you tune in for that one next Wednesday as well.
Absolutely. That is, cautions is a good point. I think that will take fuel strategy out of that one because we are going. I don't want to say for sure, but we're probably going to see some cautions.
Yeah, it's very rare to happen here so far in the GT Pro Series. I think our last caution might have been Mazda in last season. There could have been one somewhere else. I'm not quite sure, but they're that rare that it's been, more than a handful of races since we've had a caution. So,
Yeah, they're pretty rare. Most of them happened at Monza.
yeah, that is right.
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
was the chicane there that kind of helped everything along, and it's a more of an open chicane. So here you have nowhere to go. If you hit the wall in this chicane at Dragon Trail, you are literally the racetrack at that point. So yeah,
yeah.
it's
You
going to
hit
be
one
interesting.
wall, you're probably going to hit the opposite wall too.
That's right. But that's
Yeah.
all I have. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. Catch all that action from Vegas over in the Pro Series. That'll be it for me and Monkey. As always, we appreciate everybody who makes this thing what it is. And without further ado, enjoy the Olympics if you like them. Rock on, race on, Ruthless Racing.